A short one this evening. I went to see my father today and had two sessions with him, a short one in the morning and a long one in the afternoon. By the end he was flagging, he was very tired. I mean, he's still with it, completely with it, but you can tell he's tired. How did it go? I did, excuse me, enlist the help of some plant medicine. I think I was generally more articulate. I was able to say at least some things that I wanted to say. I did avoid some things, avoid subjects, not answer questions. But he asked difficult questions, like out of the blue. So what did you do on Christmas Day? Tell me about Christmas Day. I don't fucking know. What did I do on Christmas Day? I have no recollection at all. Which is probably an indication that I didn't do... Oh, what's happened to the light there? That I didn't do very much on Christmas Day. That was weird. It was all dark and suddenly it's all light. I probably didn't do much on Christmas Day, nothing memorable. So I came up with some blatantly made up things and he believed them. Or chose to, even though I told him they weren't true. But that's not really relevant. He did say something slightly strange, that I'm still... Oh, it's gone dark. I'm still very... Now it's gone light. I'm still very buttoned up, as indeed my brother is in a different way. I don't know what he means or where that's coming from. But there you go. He's still burdened by these preconceptions and projections of his own ideas and values onto other people, and an inability to see that not everyone is the same as him, not everyone thinks the same as him. And that's a real stumbling block when it comes to talking about myself, because I know that he doesn't understand, that it's beyond his comprehension, because he can only judge things them and assess them by his limited experience. And he talks about all these friends and the socialising. But I think this is something he is seeing for more recent years, because, have I said here before, that home life was... It's like isolation, like a desert. My parents didn't have visitors. Family called very, very infrequently. And I mean, really, really. I can think of his sister, my aunt, visiting once, twice, maybe. On the other side, one of the aunts was in Botswana, and I think the other one didn't drive most of the time. They weren't visiting, and we didn't go and visit them much. His friends from work didn't visit. They were people I heard about. So it wasn't a social house. It wouldn't have been comfortable having all people coming and going at dinner parties. But the converse is true. It was actually slightly uncomfortable because I was aware that other people did have people coming and going from their houses, and we didn't. That my parents had no social life. They didn't go out together or individually. And my sister didn't bring friends home. I didn't bring friends home. My brother, I didn't really. I remember him having birthday parties or a birthday party and maybe a friend visiting. But once or twice, it just didn't happen. It was a deeply antisocial household. And he doesn't seem to, well, I don't know, he doesn't seem to acknowledge that. And he talks about all these friends he had. I think they were colleagues, not friends, from the sound of it. But I'm digressing, as I do. I'm disturbing, interrupting myself. So we talk, I say things, it gets so far, I got nothing else to say, or I just back off, or he changes the subject. There were one or two occasions when I might have been on the verge of saying something and he just goes somewhere else, or talks about himself. And it is up to me to do something about that, to say, hold on, I hadn't finished, which I can do sometimes. But I still need to overcome a general reluctance to talk about myself. I'm visiting him again tomorrow. Probably a morning and afternoon session again. Oh, he brings up grievances or questions about the family. And I say, have you ever asked my siblings these questions? No. So he's asking me, who has been absent for 40 years. But he's not asking my brother or my sister. Now, maybe some of this is based on what I've said about my experience. So perhaps I'm causing him to question, giving him cause to question events and experiences. But he doesn't seem to take it any further. He has, again, today referred to the fact that none of the three of us ever talk about our mother, which he thinks is odd. And I have said again, why don't you ask them why they don't talk about their mother? I will perhaps one day, in the context of my mother, say to him that my experience of my mother sounds very close to how you have described your experience of your mother. And his description of his mother's behaviour makes her sound horrible. She was horrible. He acknowledges that she didn't like any of us apart from my brother. And she made that very obvious. Again, I'm interrupting myself. That'll do. I just a little bit of an update of what I've done today. I'm going to see him tomorrow, and maybe I will say a bit more when I get back. We will see.